Everybody's present. Awesome. It's 6:45 and time for the Murray City Municipal Council meeting for August 22nd, 2023. So welcome. It's good to see everybody here. It's going to be kind of a short meeting. We'll see. But it's been a really busy afternoon, so please forgive us for starting late. We'll try to catch up. Anyway, all council members are present. We also have the mayor, we have our attorney, and we have Laura, as well as Jennifer Kennedy, our director. So we'll get started with the opening ceremonies, and we have the Pledge of Allegiance. We are very lucky to have Dawnetta Mitchell here, and she said she would conduct it for us. So anyway, Dawnetta. All right, our first order of business is approval of the minutes for council meeting July 18th, 2023, August 1st, 2023, and special council meeting August 8th, 2023. Are there any changes or additions?
I already turned my corrections in to Jennifer, and they were taken care of.
All right. Any others? We're good? Okay. All right, I would appreciate a motion.
I would make a motion of approval of minutes for council meeting July 18th, 2023, council meeting August 1st, 2023, special council meeting August 8th, 2023.
Do I have a second? Oh.
I'll second.
Great. Also, I want to give you put your attention to David Rogers, who is our new council member, and this is his first full council meeting that he will attend. So welcome, David.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's see, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Recognition, we have none scheduled. Citizen comments. We are going to have a couple of public hearings later, but those who have citizen comments where they would like to address the council, now is your time to speak.
Hello. Thank you for doing the meetings today later in the day. The first one starting at 5 o'clock. I appreciate that. 5:30 would be even better, but 5 o'clock was great, and that's definitely moving in the right direction. So thank you.
You're welcome. Also, you didn't state your name. Thank you, Clark Bullen, District 3.
Dylan Barney. Something I mentioned to Bill a little bit ago is as I was sitting here listening to the previous meeting, I was glancing around and looked out the window and saw the FOE building and thought that it would be nice to have some type of a picture out there, something to look at, something to break up the gray space. And something that could compensate the FOE for using their building. The other thought that I had is, I know this is a new building, but maybe the back door needs to be oiled. Again, the name is Dylan Barney. I live here in Murray.
Thank you, Dylan. No further comments? Okay, we'll continue on. Consent agenda, there is none scheduled. So now we are at the public hearings part of our agenda. Let's see, so the staff sponsored presentation, which will be Brenda. Public comment will also be given prior to council action on the next two matters. So we'll start with number 1, which is to consider an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2024. Brenda Moore presenting. Welcome, Brenda.
Thank you. This is our last step. It's the public hearing for the tax increase that we have proposed. I'll just do a really quick summary and presentation on truth and taxation to refresh everybody's mind, and then we'll go from there. So truth and taxation is the common term used for Utah's property tax system. The statute was passed in 1985. It's designed to prevent property taxes from increasing just because property values are increasing. Cities are guaranteed the same property tax revenue plus new growth each year. The mill levy adjusts down as property values increase. It will also adjust up as property values decrease. That has never happened yet, but it could. There is a process outlined if the city wants to increase the revenue it receives, and we are on the last step of that. So how it actually worked in calendar 21, our tax rate was 0.001608 with 5.8 billion in property value. Calendar 22, we were up to 7.2, and our tax rate dropped to 0.001513. And at that time, we also had requested a revenue increase. So even though we requested a revenue increase, our property tax levy amount went down. Calendar 23, which is the one that we are in right now, I am requesting, or we are requesting, $351,000 of new revenue. The tax levy will stay the same. The interesting thing is we wanted 5% growth or 5% increase. Our property values actually went up 5%. It's just leaving the tax levy the same to get us the $351,000. The other amount was new growth, $193,000 in new growth, which is a lot for Murray these days. With I'm not sure which buildings came online, but that's a higher amount than we have. It's usually right around $100,000. So. Just so you know where we are relative to the cities surrounding us, we are number 10. So the 10 down from the top. We are including fire and police because our property tax covers fire and police, and other ones, other people have it separate. All of these entities are proposing tax increases. We are kind of down towards the bottom. Ours is at, according to the ad, 3.14%. According to my math, it's 3.2. I'm including adjustments the county auditor did, and they are not. So that's why it's a little slightly different. And when we're done with this, Murray will sit at number 10. So we're just going to stay right in the middle. Just so you know, I am not increasing the whole part of your property tax bill, only the city portion. So if you pay $1 of property tax and you live within the Murray School District area, 57 cents of that's going to Murray School District. 16 cents is going to Salt Lake County, and 17 cents is going to Murray City, and then the library and everything else is at 10 cents. Granite School District, they get a little bit higher, 59 cents, and the city's getting 14. The property tax increase is needed because the tax rate is just down unless the city does this process. The increased revenue will cover the cost, or most of the cost, of 2 new police officers, a paramedic firefighter, the maintenance on the 2 new parks we acquired last year from the county, and a portion of the cost of operating the Murray Theater. In 2018, the property tax increase was 45%. We were asked to do more smaller increments. A 15% tax increase was approved in 2022. We had not done one for 3 years. This one is requested at 3.22. On an average house, the average residence is assessed at $521,000. It's $13 per year, or $1.12 per month. Commercial property, it's $24 a year, or $2 per month. And everybody's is going to vary based on their value of the house and whether their house went up or down in relation to their neighbors. So any questions?
I think you did a really good job. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Brenda. I know it's hard, any kind of increase, but 2.2 is not bad.
3.2.
3.
Don't want you to understate it.
Sorry.
3.2.
Anyway, thank you. Are there any questions for Brenda before I open the public hearing?
There's just 2 things I want to note. One, again, is that pointing out on the dollar that you showed that the Murray City piece is the only piece that we deal with at this time. The other pieces are dealt with by other entities.
By other entities, yes. And the library rate is staying the same. Well, the levy went down. We are not
Right.
asking for an increase for the library.
And originally, when we were looking at this with the mayor, we were looking at 5%, and we were able to collaboratively get together and bring it down, most importantly because the city grew quite significantly
Yeah,
and beat
because of the-
expectations.
Because of the $193,000 of growth.
And this adheres to what the citizens have asked us for, which is more frequent, smaller increases.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And I like how you put $1.12 and $2.03. Some citizens really like that because when they see the 12 or the 13, they just, that's a lot more for them to understand. But thank you. And Brenda, thank you for helping Gary and I as budget chair and vice chair in going through this process. I really appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments, questions? All right, we will open the public hearing. And now's the time for those of you who want to comment to do so. And thanks for being here. We really appreciate all those who have attended and who are watching. So now's your time.
I won't touch it this time. I'm Clark Bullen from District 3. I want to thank the Finance Department for all the hard work that they've done, and the Mayor's Office and the Council, and all of the city departments and staff who worked hard on making this budget a reality. I think you all did a great job. You can tell all the hard work and time that's been put in. I appreciate that we are keeping our city well-staffed and taking care of our employees and keeping them well compensated so that we continue to have the best employees around. As you know, any increase in property taxes has a disproportionate effect on those who have a fixed income. They have these increased costs, but they don't have an increased income each year. I'd like to see the city and county spread awareness regarding the senior property tax deferral program that is new in the county. So maybe a collaborative effort between the city and the county. Some of these hiring needs that the city has are directly correspondent to the amount of growth that we've seen. And I hope we take into account the effect that this growth has on our increasing taxes and how that affects the citizens of Murray. Thank you.
Thank you, Clark. Okay, your last chance for this one. All right. I will now close the public hearing and take it to the council for further comment or a motion.
I would like to just make a comment. I do appreciate what Brenda did in terms of the growth that we have had in our city and the growth that will continue to come that is mandated by the state. We will have to look at ways within the city and within the taxes to increase those services so that our citizens have a safe space to continue to live in, and also increase many of the services that we provide for Murray in general. So if we keep that in mind, even as we are thinking about what is to come, we will continue to see changes within our staff, and we would have to, I would hope, to increase the staff that we need to be able to handle the growth. And lastly, just say, you know, we are as much involved as a council and as a city and citizens to determine what that looks like for the future. And so thank you.
You know, and I have had a chance, in addition to knocking at homes, and I'm glad that Clark brought up the senior citizen piece, but as I was knocking in another city, there was discussion around one of the opponents' vote for zero tax increase. And I want our citizens to understand what we're doing here is ensuring that we retain the best people on our administration and the best people on our police force, firefighter, and throughout the entire city. And you know, other cities that may choose to not increase property taxes will be glad to take their employees that are not at market rate, because Murray definitely makes sure that we take care of our employees and ensure that they want to stay in what is the best city in the heart of the valley. So I really commend the mayor and his team, and Brenda especially. She is a wizard at this stuff, and it's very, very helpful. And as someone who's in this field, not necessarily in government, but in the field, it's pretty impressive what you do day in and day out, Brenda, so thank you.
I just want to do a quick shout out to Brenda as well. I was following along the process, but following along and being involved in the process are two different things. So I just want to say thank you for helping me come up to speed and understand what was all happening, so thank you.
All right, I will take a motion.
I will make a motion that we approve an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2024.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Harekesi and a second by Councilmember Cotter. Is there discussion, further discussion on the motion?
No.
Okay. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Harekesi.
Aye.
Mr. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
And Ms. Turner.
Aye. Thank you, Laura. All right, now we go to our second public hearing, which is to consider an ordinance adopting the final 2023-2024 fiscal year budgets for Murray City, including the library fund budget. Brenda Moore.
So you have two choices. I can go through the whole budget process again, or you can entertain. Yeah.
There's no change.
So I figured that would be it. I do have a slide presentation, but the budget has stayed exactly the same. I made the one adjustment to the library from the tentative budget, or when we passed the tentative budget, and that is it. So we're funding lots of capital projects The theater will continue, the armory will continue, fire trucks, police cars, roads, lots of roads, and the new employees. And we've already ordered trucks. They'll probably be here within 2 years, but we got them ordered. So
That's good.
that's the way things are going. Okay.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay, I will now open the public hearing. So any of you that are present from the public that would like to make a comment, please do it now. Okay. Seeing none, we'll continue on. Let's see, okay, we'll continue on. I will close the public hearing and take it to the council. Are there any comments or a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to adopt an ordinance adopting the final 2023-2024 fiscal year budget for Murray City,
Great, do I have?
including the library fund budget.
Very good. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Rogers and a second by Councilmember Dominguez. Is there discussion on the motion? Any?
No.
No.
Okay, then we will continue. Lara, would you call the roll?
Mr. Lefferts,
Aye.
Mr. Rogers,
Aye.
Ms. Cotter,
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez,
Aye.
Ms. Chern.
Aye. Thank you, Lara. Okay. That's it for the public hearings. We will now go to the mayor's report and questions from the council.
I'm sorry, I don't see anything about the mayor's report on this agenda. Is it on there? Oh,
It's on the back.
I've been looking on that, but look, ooh, Jennifer gave me that look. Like, you question me. Oh, thanks. Joey, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna steal a little bit of your thunder, but I wanted to be able to be, I think Diane doesn't know this, but maybe she does. When do we get our first electric lightning truck? You're okay, yeah, okay, is that okay if you come in? Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
What?
I found out about an hour ago that right before I came over here that they sold that car out from underneath us. So we're looking for another one, but I can't snag that call. They have a Lariat, but I would rather us not be driving a Lariat version for 10 grand more. That's not a good use of funds in my mind. So we will continue to look. I think we have a little bit of time on our sides. We have a couple of other dealerships. Where we found that one was a little bit of an extra deal because they had them on the lots and they weren't turning them over. And so we had it about 6 grand below where we normally pay. So that's where it was a positive. So give me a little bit of time. We'll continue to look. And now that we know you guys are okay, I believe Council Member Diane, you mentioned go ahead and pull the trigger. So I will be a little quicker on signing that paper and getting it going as soon as we can.
That's what the money's there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see why Diane said it's
Sorry,
heartbreaking.
we were
Heartbreaking? What's heartbreaking about this? All right.
Yeah, Nick he was a little upset, but I don't know what.
Or Joey, he didn't know I was going to talk about it, so he told me tomorrow. Hey, don't worry about that. I could be last to know. Don't worry.
There's the others.
Anyway, thanks, Joey. So I was excited, Diane, to let you know that we have that, but anyway, so it looks like we'll be moving forward on that. Building is coming together. As Delynn mentioned, we do have a few squeaks that we need to get fixed. And there are some other things that we're working on, and especially with Jennifer from the council, that we have some things that we need to add to the council office. And so We're working on those, really, everyone involved. I don't want to mention really any names because everyone's so involved, but thank you. Our employees are amazing. They are working their tails off to fix or add things that we need that we haven't had. And so we have great employees working on those. So thanks to our employees for all they do. That's my report.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Are there any questions for the mayor from the council?
No, but I have a question for the council. When are we going to do our reports for Jackson Hole?
Yeah, they will be getting scheduled for the September 12th Committee
Okay.
of the Whole.
Okay, great, perfect, thank you.
All right, with that, we are adjourned.